quick 2D art for 3D printing, and I'm going to use this panda that I found on Pixabay. It is a free SVG for download. So what I'm going to do is I already downloaded it. It's on my computer. I'm going to import it into Lightburn. I use Lightburn because I have it. It's great for editing SVGs. So here I've got that panda bear. So to make this, you're going to need to identify what area is going to be black, which area is going to be white, which area is going to be different colors, whatever. So this is just black and white, so we're going to go simple here. This is black, this is black, this is black, this is black, where you've got this here is white, this is white, and this is white. So we've got the SVG. What we want to do is we're going to make a copy of this because we're going to need to do some offsets. The offsets are needed to make it so you can reduce them ever so slightly so they fit when you print them. If you go too tight on the tolerances, since we're not really machining stuff to tight tolerances, we want to leave a little bit of a gap just so the pieces slide in and you're not, really forcing them or they're too big. So now we've got these two pieces. All right, so we don't need this outline here. This outline is for the black. We're going to need this one here. We're going to need this one here. So we'll take the areas that are going to be white and we will select those. And this. Actually, we're going to take all of these. We're going to keep those out of being grouped. So what we're going to do here is we're going to change offsets. So this offset is going to be smaller. So we want to go an inward offset here, and we don't want to go that much. I usually do like 0.15, and we want to delete the original object because you don't need it, and we'll hit OK. Now that'll make this just smaller than this, so when you do the extrusions you'll be able to slip this in once it's printed. So now for the things that are going to be slipped over the extruded black pieces, those you want to have be a little bit bigger because it's just easier to make the hole bigger than to make the piece going in smaller, just because it really messes with things. So let's look at what needs to be black, what needs to be white. So this needs to be black here, this needs to be black, this needs to be black. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to make this here bigger, this here bigger, and this here bigger. So let's go back here to Lightburn. And you could use anything. You could use Acrobat. You can use a variety of SVG editors. But we want to make this area here just a little bit bigger. So we will go outward. And I like to do 0.3 here because it gives a little bit more room. So we want to make sure we delete the original object. So now this area here is bigger to slip in. So now we have this area is going to be white. And this area is going to be white. So these would be something that would go inward because these are the pieces we're slipping in. So we're going to set these to be 0.15 going inward on the offset. And then these pieces are going to be black here. So we're going to go out. We're going to do 0.3. And again, this all depends on, your settings, your printer, your tolerances. But these are what I've found to work for me. So we'll go bigger here. And we will go bigger here. All right. So now these are smaller. These are smaller. We want to make this here and this one here smaller because these are white. And those are going to be pieces that get slipped in. So we will leave this one alone because we made this bigger because this will be black here. And then this is going to be white, so we're going to make it a little bit smaller. So we're going to go inward. We're going to go inward 0.15. Okay, now we have this here. And this is going to be solid black, so the white's going to have to slip over that. So that's going to be outward. So we want to go offset, outward, 0.3. Okay. I do all of this in SVG. It's faster than doing it in Fusion, at least for me to do it. I find it just to be super easy to do it in Lightburn, save the SVG, and go from there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this SVG file, and we're going to put this on the desktop. We'll call it Panda 2D. All right, now we go into Fusion, which is free for personal use. So we're going to go to Insert SVG. I'm going to insert from my computer. We're going to select from the desktop. Oh, whoops, I didn't export it. I saved the file. So export. Okay, Panda 2D. Okay, insert from my computer. Panda SVG, Panda 2D. Here we go. All right, we'll select our plane, which is going to be here. All right, now we see we've got this really small vector graphic here. We want to make that larger, so let's do 7. All right, so that's bigger. Let's move this into the plane. So that's about 120, maybe about 130 millimeters in width. So you can go bigger if you want. So we'll leave it at that just because, we're not actually going to print this. So here we go. All right, so this is the pieces that are going to get inserted, and this is the main base. So we want to select, and we want to do some extrusions or press pulls. So we select, that's going to be a black extrusion. This will be a black extrusion. This will be a black extrusion, and this will be a black extrusion. So now we want to hit Q. Actually, we want to go to solid first. Then we want to hit Q or go to modify, press pull. And we want to set it to, I like to use 17 millimeters. I think it gives just a good amount of depth. But again, you can make it 10, you can make it 30. It's all preference. So we're going to, operation is going to be a new body. We're going to hit OK. All right, so now we should have a 3D body. So that's pretty much what's going to be black. But we need to have a flat base here as well. So what we want to do is let's go to top, and we're going to view our sketch. So you might not see it, but you can expand here. We want to view the sketch, and we want to turn off the body so you can see again what you're going to extract or extrude. Sorry. So we want to make sure that we extrude all these areas that we didn't select to extrude before. So that's going to be the areas that were white. So we're going to select this big piece here, the eyeballs, and these rings. And now we're going to hit Q to press pull, and we're going to do, I like to do 6 millimeters because that gives us some room and some thickness. And we want to go to operation, join, hit OK. And now if we look at the bodies, you'll see we have a base that is solid. All right, so we'll go back to top. Now we're going to make our pieces that are inserted. So we'll have the white piece that goes in here. We'll have the white piece that goes here, the white piece that goes here, and the white piece that goes here. So this piece here, what we want to do is we want to hit Q. And so this is going to be 17 high. This is going to be 6. So that leaves us with 11 millimeters. So we can adjust how deep we want. If you want like a reveal or a little shadow line. So say we want to go distance. We want to go, I don't know, say 9.5, right? So that gives us 1.5 millimeters of shadow distance between the white and the top of this here. So let's go to new body. Okay. And now we have a new body, and that's that insert piece. Let's move over here so we can look at this a little better. So you can see now that this piece would slip over that. But now we need to have the other 2 white pieces. So let's select this, 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 and this. Let's hit Q again. And now we will say we want to have these be a little bit bigger or a little bit more pronounced. So say we do 10.5, that leaves a 0.5 millimeter reveal, and we're going to go to new body, and we're going to hit OK. Hit top, and there you go. That's pretty much it. So what we'll do here is we will we'll export this file, or we will go to File and then 3D Print. And now we'll go to, so we want an STL. I prefer STLs because it allows you to just import them right into Bamboo Studio, right? So refinement, you can select any deviations. I leave it as basic or as default. We want to select what we want to export or what we want to 3D print. All right, so you can select a body at a time, or you can go to File, Export, and then you can just select STLs. We want Panda, and that'll create the STL for us. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to go to Bamboo Studio. So let's open up Bamboo Studio, and we'll create a new project. No, we'll do a new window. I've got stuff printing right now. I don't know if you can hear it in this video or not. Come on, new window. All right, here we go. Create new project. You'll see I've got a bunch of things here that I was working on. Yeah. New version, blah, blah, blah. Create new project. Okay. So what we want to do here is we want to drag our STL over to Bamboo Studio, and you'll see the files. So let's create another plate. This will be the black plate for the background or for the base, and this will be the white plate. So now let's split this to objects. All right. And now we can select the objects we want to move. Should have just selected them all, but so now we can just take them. Oh my God, come on. Okay, now we can right click, merge, right click. I like to just center it just because it keeps everything looking cleaner. You take, don't do that. All right, that was some reason that separated. Oh, I know why, because we made that a new body. That's why. Okay. Anyway, we'll group this up and we'll merge it together. Well, that's my fault. I kind of rushed that. So we'll just... come on, let's move. Why are we being stupid here? Okay, anyway, so I forgot to group them in Fusion, which is why we now have individual STLs or individual bodies here from the STL. But if we go back to Fusion, that was dumb because we didn't do it all in one. So we can select all of these bodies. And we can right click and we can create group. There we go. Now when we export it, we'll call this Panda 2.0. All right. Sorry, that was a bit of a mess up on my part. Let's just clear that. Okay. Ugh. I hate how this responds when I click on things. Okay. So we'll split it into objects and we'll create a new plate. Let's take this here, we'll group this all together and we will merge, move it here, center, boom. This is all the stuff we're going to print in white, so we'll call this plate white, and this will be our, why is it splitting this? merge. All right, there we go. Center. There we go. So this will print. So we'll set this to be black. Hey, my print just finished. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Print this in black, print this in white, put it all together, and you will have this panda as a wall hanging. Now, something else you can do, I don't know what your uses are going to be, if you're going to hang them or what. I typically like to add a keyhole to the back. So what I like to do for a keyhole is just a couple of simple circles. So let's go to sketches and hide the bodies. And what we can do here is we can create a new sketch. We'll select here and say we want that keyhole to be here. So we'll just go to C for circle, and we can find the center of the object here. So that's going to be like right here. So we'll see our little blue line, and let's put it right here. All right, so say we make that 8 millimeters, and now we want another one, and we want that to be above it. Go 8 millimeters, make this larger so we can see. Okay, and then we want one more. We want that to be 4 millimeters. Now we want a line. So we'll go to the center. We'll move it down to here. So we want to be at 90 degrees. All right, so this creates what we're going to do here for our keyhole. And then we want a line here going to there, and a line here going to there. And again, I'm doing this super quick. I'm not trying to make this absolutely perfect. That's on you to, work out your perfections and whatnot. Stop. There we go. 180 degrees. Okay. So now what I do is select all these bodies, and we're going to do solid. We're going to do we need this too. We're going to do a press pull, and we're going to do operation cut, and we want to do distance. So we want to go in 4 millimeters, which, like I said, we make that base 6 millimeters. Let's turn on the bodies. There we go. So that'll be a 4 millimeter deep recess. So now you'll see we have a hole in the base, but for a keyhole, typically you want a little bit of room for the head of a nail or screw or whatever to be there. So let's turn on our sketch. That's sketch 2. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to select this body here, this body here, this body here, and we're going to unselect that body there. So we want those, not this one. Okay. For some reason, and probably because this line here is not perfect, this did not close off. You can see by this black line here that this is allowing it to be open. But what we'll do is we'll extrude. We'll go to operation join and say we want that to be 2 millimeters thick. Done. Yada, yada, yada. And now you'll see that there is a keyhole here. This piece, don't worry about. That's just because I was quick and rushed and being sloppy. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope this helps.